And again, overcast day outside, but that probably won't stop some people from getting out, especially runners, because they're getting ready for a big event. Gusher Marathon's coming up. Our James Ware is braving the wind and cold temps this morning to check it out.
Yeah, March 8th, the old Gusher Marathon, and can you believe, Dan, like we said earlier, the 5th annual Gusher Marathon, half marathon, and 5K. This is the Montaigne Center parking lot. This is kind of the staging area, and of course, Richard James, the guy who's brought the Gusher to Beaumont, and this has become quite a, I mean, it's put Beaumont on the map as far as running goes. We had never had a marathon in Beaumont, Texas before until 5 years ago.
Exactly, and if you think of any major town, whether it's Austin, Houston, San Diego, they all have a marathon that identifies them, and so Beaumont has its own. The Exeter Baptist Hospital's Gusher Marathon, Setma Half Marathon, and Kitzel Ford 5K. And this year, the Heads or Tails time trial, cycling time trial as well.
Oh, okay, so something new for the Gusher this year.
It is. The time trial will take place on MLK, just to our left over here, and the cyclists will run either a 10K distance, which is 6.2 miles, or approximately 25 miles of 40K. And so there are cyclists coming from all over the state, even out of state, to participate in this, and it'll give some more activity along MLK as the runners are running up and down. They'll get to see the cyclists, and the cyclists will see them, and they'll uplift one another.
For marathons, I mean, the bigger ones like Boston, you can't just run in it. You've got to qualify, and Beaumont is a qualifier for the Boston Marathon.
Yes, this will be our 5th annual qualifying for Boston. Every year we've had someone use the Gusher as a qualifying race to get into the Boston Marathon. It's a huge accomplishment. You have to run very fast. It takes a lot of training to qualify, so it's quite an accomplishment, and we are a certified sanctioned course by USA Track and Field for 10 years for that event.
Yeah, it expires in 10 years, or they have to come back out and reevaluate the course and make sure everything's up to standards.
Make sure the roads haven't changed or anything.
Now, that's more for the serious runner, but y'all encourage the non-competitor just to come out and participate, because there's also a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, and then those that want to train for the half marathon.
Yes, and there's, even if you haven't trained at this point, there's still time to prepare. Hundreds walk it, so it's open to anyone. Just come out. There's so many people who will uplift you. We encourage spectators to come out and encourage the runners. That's what makes it special, is having the people out there. And we have a special guest coming this year, Jeff Galloway, 1972 Olympian, best-selling author of the Galloway Method, where he teaches walking combined with running to maintain your legs, to prevent injury, so that you're fresher during the event, and so that you can complete whatever distance, whether it's a 5K distance or a half marathon. And he'll be here. He travels to marathons throughout the United States, and the last marathon he did was the Disney Marathon, so it's quite an honor to have him come in. He'll give a huge seminar on Friday at Edison Plaza. He'll be on the run for a book signing. He'll be here the day of the event. So quite a few new things between that and the cycling time trial.
Yeah, and of course people can go to the website, but over 2,000 runners now. The goal is to get it to 2,500 in the near future, but I think a lot of it is just the people that line the course, and that's kind of what we're encouraging people to do. If you're not participating in it, at least come out and line the course and welcome people to Beaumont.
Yes, that's what makes it special. It's a tailgating, festival-type atmosphere, so have fun with it, have food, enjoy yourself, enjoy the runners, cheer them on, bring signs. If you're a musician, if you have any type of talent, come out and show it off. You'll get to show it before 2,000 people, so here's your stage, and that's what we like to say. We provide the stage, the participants and the spectators, it's your show.
Sure, and of course Richard was saying more than 40 police officers, and this is a year-round preparing and getting it planned and just getting everyone involved. If you've not experienced it, it's one of those things you'd want to come see. You know, it's, if you live here, come experience it right here in Beaumont at the Montaigne Center.
I got to ask you running this year?
You know, my wife does it. She's done the half marathon a couple of times, but I've been battling some injuries. I have not done the half marathon out here, but I may do the 5K this year, Dan.
All right. I think that you should. I think you should be our rep. The other thing I was going to ask you is to ask Richard, you know, a lot of people still remember, unfortunately, probably the first year when there were some issues, you know, with routing and organization, but 5 years later, what's different? What's improved? What should people know coming into this?
Yeah, he's asking what has changed, you know, over the last 5 years to get people. The courses remain the same, right?
Yes.
But you learn little glitches in the first couple years of things that need to be worked out.
Exactly, and what's changed the most is the attention it's gained. People start learning about it. Word of mouth spreads. You have a friend that does it, so you want to do it. You encourage one another. It's the stories of the people that have made the change. We've had people that have lost hundreds of pounds as couples. They've been featured nationally. Our story last year, Iram, who pushed the stroller, the gentleman with terminal brain cancer that pushed the stroller, his daughter in a stroller, and won the marathon. Felix Lugo, who carried the American flag the entire 26-mile distance. So it's those stories that people see and are inspired by, and they come out and they have their own story. We have cancer survivors and everyone that complete the event. So everyone has their own challenge, and this is it. And this is what makes it so special.
Yeah, and it's always fun to know where the furthest person that came distance-wise.
Yes.
And what are some of those stories, maybe other countries?
Exactly. So far, Abu Dhabi is about the farthest. We have had people from Great Britain, from France, Mexico, Canada. So there are some long distances traveled.
I'm sure Dan can tell us where that is. Abu Dhabi.
All right. I think I got a pretty good idea. Yeah. Thanks, James. It's not on the other side of Sour Lake.